I trust that this will find you if it needs to and in the right time. And I'm recording these series of videos over the next, I was going to say 7 days, but like I'll see how I feel after 7 days. And that really leads me to today's conversation, which is connection and what that means. For me, the word spiritual is about how people can begin to be of service and to live more in their purpose. And of course, things like purpose can change across your lifetime. So it can be that you feel like you have a particular purpose, you want to build a certain thing, you want to be of service in some way to the world around you. And it might be that this purpose shifts and changes across your life, or it might be that you have a purpose that you feel like is quite consistent in terms of the life you're building. But in terms of the initial step to get there, people often, in my experience, feel overwhelmed, or they feel like, oh, I want to achieve this thing without realizing about all the steps that they've done so far up to where they are now, and celebrating that and having gratitude for everything that they have right now. Even if that's just, I have a roof over my head and I'm able to afford food for me, my family, whoever it is. And so, yeah, today is just talking about connecting to that. And the initial way that we do that is by giving ourselves space in the day that we can begin to connect to what we feel is our purpose, and maybe times in which we feel that we're further away or close to that with the busyness of life. And as much as I think, in terms of my own training in life generally and the lessons and tools that that's taught me, it's really great if I can sit down and say, hey, like, do a 30-minute mindfulness practice every day, a breathwork session, like go out in nature. And I'm not going to mitigate that. I think everyone should do that. But equally, if you don't do anything else in the day, and having 5-minute windows in which you can take a moment for yourself. Maybe that's at the end of the day after your kids have gone to bed. Maybe that's in your lunch break, you take 5 minutes just to take a breath before you go back to work. It doesn't have to be a big shift, but it's little ways in which you're taking time for yourself, realigning to how you want to show up in a particular situation. And it might be that you do those 5 minutes, that little tuning in exercise when you're about to go into a conversation that you know is going to be difficult, or you're about to spend time with someone that you find quite difficult to be around for whatever reason, or you play a particular role in that situation that you're like a bit conflicted about. So maybe you're seeking their approval or anticipating that they're going to disapprove of something that you're doing. Or maybe it's just you feel quite untrusting of the world around you, and as the external mirrors the internal, probably yourself as well. And so you use this space to really begin to build a sense of self trust and trust in people around you, that people are all going through their own journey, and you can only focus on yourself, how you show up, how you act and react to certain situations. And from where you are to where you're going, it can be really easy to focus on what success looks like, when I'm going to be there, when I'm going to feel successful, when I live more in my purpose, when I do XYZ externally, I'm going to feel fulfilled, I'm going to feel successful, rather than feeling like a failure, rather than feeling like I'm not enough, rather than feeling that I'm worthless. And for me, as much as we are today talking about these 5-minute intervals in which we can begin to connect to ourselves, ultimately, how can we begin to bring that experience, that fulfillment, that success, whatever those emotions attached to our future are, and begin to bring them into our everyday life in small, seemingly insignificant ways? Because if we can begin to do that and we begin to focus on those emotions as if they're already here, and I realize you have to kind of detach yourself a little bit from reality and continue to ground yourself and continue to be in the reality of the situation. But how can you begin to take yourself out of your head, out of all the thoughts that you're having about the way in which your life is playing out right now, and begin just to spend a few moments focusing on what you want to be bringing in, what you want to be working towards, what you want to be feeling, and take a moment to work out how, in a small way, you could feel that now by showing up for yourself, by keeping promises to yourself, by prioritizing yourself in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of everything going on externally. You just begin to take a moment for you. So I hope that some of this today resonated with you, and perhaps you begin to take a few moments for yourself in your day, because all of the information you need, all of the wisdom that maybe you're seeking externally, all of it is available already to you. You just need to spend that time beginning to understand yourself for just a few moments each day, and in doing so, beginning to trust yourself and the steps that you're taking and the decisions that you're making that pushing you closer to living more authentically and how you uniquely are supposed to live. I hope you have a good day and take what resonates, leave what doesn't.